Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Julia and I wanted to show you how I was able to get a really healthy, hearty meal on my table for my family in just 15 minutes. So this was a busy day for me, and my husband called and said he was on his way home from work, and I realized that I did not really prep a whole lot. I did have some meat in the refrigerator thawed, so I decided that I would make a chili. I did not edit this video down or make any cuts out of this video at all because I wanted to show you that I did indeed make this meal in 15 minutes. Now you could brown your meat and your vegetables and have this ready ahead of time and throw this all in a crock pot and put it on low, and it could be ready for you at the end of the day for your family to eat. There are also many different variations that you can do with this meal, which I don't know if I said or not, is chili. And it is getting to be the time of the year where I'm going to start making soups and stews, and this was our first chili, and my husband was very excited to have this meal. You could add other things to your chili than what I added, and like sweet potatoes and other things like that, and it will take it longer for it to cook if you add things like that, unless they are pre-cooked. But here I am browning my 2 pounds of hamburger meat, and I put salt and pepper in that to give it flavor. And I'm going to cut up 1 onion and put in. And as you can see, the tomato sauce sitting there in the 2 jars, I canned that those tomato products up from my garden. So I'm very excited to put things like that into my food this year. This is the first year that I have a lot of canned things from my garden that I'm able to use kind of as fast food but healthy from my garden, and I know what's in this, but you can just use canned diced tomatoes or canned tomato sauce. I do not like chunky tomato, and my children do not like chunky tomatoes in any of our soups and stews, so I always just use tomato sauce in or marinara sauce in our soups and stews as whatever flavor it is that we need. So I'm just going to cut the vegetables up here and add them in with my meat and just brown them all together, and this will steam all the vegetables and make them soft as the meat is browning. I'm also going to cut up jalapenos from my garden. These are hit or miss. Some of them are extremely spicy, and some of them just taste like a bell pepper. So I just put 2 jalapenos in, and one I left the skins and seeds, or the ribs and seeds, and the other one I took the ribs and seeds out. This that I'm cutting up right now is a poblano pepper from my garden. I did not get very many poblanos this year. I am getting a lot of peppers that I normally don't get, but my poblanos did not do as good this year. And usually I will get enough poblanos to stuff poblanos and make stuffed poblanos, but I just did not get enough out of my garden to make that this year. So I have just been cutting them up and using them in meals like this because they're just so small. So I ended up putting 2 poblanos in the chili, and this is something you can add in or leave out, or you could put in a can of diced green chilies in its place. That gives it a lot of flavor also. But I just decided to use these up and put these in here. Now, usually if my kids see any chunks of onions or green things, they won't eat it, but my kids are getting a whole lot better now that they're getting older about eating things like this that they wouldn't have eaten before. So again, you could put anything in your chili that you want, and the process will probably still be about the same amount of time. Like if you wanted to add frozen or canned corn or leave something out that I'm putting in. Now I'm going to break this meat up, and if you do not have one of these tools, I got this from the Dollar Tree, and I actually wish that I had a second or a third one. I use these so much and run them through my dishwasher. Like I probably use this thing every single day, and it is the one of the best tools in my kitchen to break up any kind of meat. I actually use this on chicken also, and it helps break up hamburger. And like I said, I just use this thing all the time. So if you have not invested in one of these things, I don't even know what they're called, but I highly recommend them. So I realized I forgot my garlic, and I usually don't buy garlic like this. I usually buy cloved garlic, but my store was out, so that was kind of strange. So I just bought this packet of garlic. You could add onion powder and garlic powder, or dried minced onion and dried minced garlic, whatever it is that makes it easier and whatever it is that your family likes. I know that a lot of kids, if you're feeding this to children, and maybe some husbands or you, don't like the chunks of stuff in there. So I am just going to chop this garlic up and throw this in also, and let this sweat and cook with the meat. And you know the deal with garlic. You just put as much or as little garlic in there as you like. Of course, I put like 5 cloves. These cloves are very small, but I put quite a bit of garlic. We like garlic. Garlic is good for you, and it's good for your immune system. So now I'm going to add all of the spices to my chili. I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of cumin. And this is where it gets crazy, but trust me, I learned this. I put like a half a cup of chili powder in here, and this is what gives it all of the delicious flavor. It is chili, so it needs chili powder. The first recipe that I ran across, I was making Texas chili, which is this is the style of chili that we like, is the Texas chili style. And I saw the recipe and it called for that much chili powder. I thought they were crazy, but I did it anyway. And I figured, well, if it's bad, I could just double the recipe and not add any more chili powder and it'll be fine. But we love this chili, and it does. It adds a lot of good flavor and makes the chili taste very good. So now I'm going to get my beans ready. You could put whatever beans that you like in your chili. I am using 2 cans of red kidney beans, 1 can of black beans, which those cans of beans I'm going to drain and strain off in the sink. And then I found a can of chili beans in my pantry, mild chili beans, and I don't usually use this, but I decided to use a can of this in my chili this time. And although I don't like all the ingredients in it, it does need to be used up because it was in my pantry, and it does add a lot of very good flavor to your chili. So now I'm going to add my 2 pint jars of homemade tomato sauce. And if you can and you don't have this tool, this came in the mail this week, and this tool is a game changer to get my jars open and not mess up the lids. It makes it so much easier because I was using a spoon or a knife before. But I'm going to add both of these cans of tomato sauce into my chili. If you don't like this much tomato in your chili, you could just add 1 can or 1 jar and then add some chicken stock or chicken broth or beef broth to your chili at this time. We like our chili very thick, so not adding any of the stock or broth keeps our chili very thick, and we do like the more of a concentrated tomato flavor. So I don't want to waste any of this, so I'm going to add a little bit of water, and this is where I could have added a little bit of chicken stock to take out all of the flavor out of these jars and make sure I'm using up all of my tomato sauce, but I just used a little bit of water in both jars, shook it around to get all the tomato out of there that I preserved from my garden. So that's just the can of mild chili beans that I just added. And I almost forgot to add my other beans, and I just happened to look up and look over and see my beans sitting over there in the colander ready to go into the chili. So I'm glad that I did not forget to put these in, because the chili would not have been so thick and hearty without the rest of the beans in my chili. And again, this is where you could use catalini beans, you could use garbanzo beans, you could use a mixture of whatever, pinto beans, whatever beans that you and your family like in your chili. So I do have this up on medium-high heat, which is about a 6 on my stove. And here I remember to add the beans. You could see that this is bubbling and hot, and all the flavors are marrying together and getting nice and delicious, and you can see how quick this chili came together. Now, yes, would this be good simmered on the stove for a few hours? Yes, it would concentrate the flavors even more and make it taste even better, but I will tell you, this chili had great flavor, cooked in 15 minutes, and my family definitely enjoyed it. So here the chili is actually all the way done, and I'm just letting it simmer for a little while I get out the toppings that we enjoy on our chili. We like corn chips with this bag. I could not get it to open, which was very frustrating, so I just cut it with some scissors, and we love corn chips here. I don't know why corn chips are so good, but they are. So we like corn chips, jalapenos, sour cream, and then I shred up some cheddar cheese. You could do taco mixed cheese, whatever toppings that you like on your chili, you can put in there. You could even substitute yogurt for sour cream if you don't want to put sour cream in there. The possibilities are endless here for chili toppings, or you can put no toppings at all. I've actually been eating the leftovers this week by cutting up some hard-boiled eggs and putting that in there with my warmed up chili, and it's actually been very good, very hearty, and very protein packed. So now that this is done and I have all the toppings ready, I'm just going to put this together and show you what it looks like. And I just hope that this has been valuable to you, to show you that you can make a good, delicious, healthy, hearty meal in 15 minutes for your family from start to finish. I hope you'll give this recipe a try, and if you change it up or have different variations, I would love to hear about how you make your chili in the comments. Thanks for stopping by my channel, and I hope that you have a great day. See you in the next one.